Cap, here we are again.
Here we are.
What does it mean for the organization as a whole to be back and just to build off last year's success that you guys had?
I mean, consistency is everything, especially in this market where there's been a lot of volatility with our teams. And, last year was great. We had high expectations, but got into the playoffs, last week of the season and went on a little bit of a Cinderella run. But this year, right from the beginning of the regular season, the team was just so consistent throughout the year. The attendance has been amazing, as you all know. So to be back here, back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals, it's a dream come true. And there's only one step left now is to get over the hump of last year.
If it goes,
Yeah.
If it goes 7, you'll top $1 million. If it goes 5, you have a shot at topping $1 million. How crazy is that number, knowing what you inherited?
Yeah. Never thought I'd be handling this question. We always had faith. We always had faith that if we build it, they will come. But there were definitely some dark years when we were righting the ship, and there was a history of free tickets and all these gimmick promotions that we had to take some steps backwards first before building a real fan base. We took our lumps early on, but we just stuck to our plan, and but the consistency over the last 5 years and multiple playoff runs, deep runs, the fan base is really believing, and you can see it. So I never imagined eclipsing 1 million people in the building, but I'm excited to hopefully do it. Although I wouldn't mind winning in 4 and just being done.
So 9-7.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I know the league, obviously, I'm sure they get some. The Oilers obviously get a lot. I'm sure your asks go up. How much capacity do you lose in this league?
A capacity of tickets. Well, there's a good amount of tickets that goes to the national media, so that happens. The league, of course, gets a number of tickets, but we still have plenty to sell to the market. Although we're completely, oversold, waiting lists, and then as we get, holds back, we put them back onto the, secondary or primary market.
What's impressed the most with how South Florida has embraced the Panthers, puts the banners all along,
Yeah.
flags.
Yes, I mean, you just kind of led to it. We've been packing the arena these last couple of years, so seeing people in the arena is great. Not that I'm getting desensitized to it, but I love but seeing people in the community. You mentioned the banners. I saw a social post this morning from Broward County Library, putting up, Go Panthers all over the library, and seeing schools, young families, yard signs out in the neighborhoods. I mean, that's when you're really reaching people. We have Broward County's been unbelievably supportive. All of our cities, Sunrise, Coral Springs, Fort Lauderdale, everyone's been behind us. So I can't thank our political leadership enough. Visit Lauderdale's been phenomenal. Our Convention and Visitors Bureau, Stacy Ritter and her team. I mean, everyone's all about supporting Broward County's big sports team. So seeing it outside the arena is what's been most impressive. We just opened the War Memorial, the Iceplex, to see those watch parties packed, and the ice, all the learn to skate programs, learn to play programs, all new faces, all new families. So seeing it, expand beyond the arena has been phenomenal.
And I think we've talked about this before, but I still contend that one of the reasons why you had great in the building success is the pandemic year.
Yeah.
You were the only game in town, and you could have 3,000 people in here, and the building was crazy for 3,000 people.
Yep.
And then they came back, and they brought more, and they brought more. I know it seemed like an empty building at the time, but playing the 20%, how pivotal do you think was that as far as what it's become in terms of the interest?
It's a great point. COVID was a tough time for everyone. And our owner, I still say it every day, it gives me chills, kept everybody employed. We told our staff we're going to get through this. A lot of other teams, businesses didn't have that capability, but if you know Vinny, he supports his people, and as soon as we were ready to open up, it's also good to be in Florida. I think the state of Florida was aggressive on trying to reopen as soon as possible, and you're right, even 3,000-4,000 fans made a difference when most of the arenas we went to had no fans that year. Of course, the winning helped that year. We made the playoffs, but it felt like we had this kind of Spartan crew of fans that like were here when no one else could even go to arenas. So we built off that with the following season when there was still some limited attendance. President's Trophy, run helped. Yeah, you're right. I feel like coming out of COVID, we kind of shotgunned and got out to a good start, both on the ice and then with the fan base, and then we just never looked back.
What's the next thing? I know War Memorial was slightly over initial budget.
Everything's
Slightly.
well when you don't spare any expenses, yeah, you tend to go over.
There's always a next thing.
Yep.
Is it something to this building? Is it what is?
I'm focused on the Stanley Cup right now. That's the not playing, but it's a lot of responsibility. Yeah. I'm going to take a little breather, hopefully with a win, but there'll definitely be something else. There's no doubt. We're all about growth, and we're all about expanding. At this point, we really have 4 facilities, right? We have the big one we're sitting in right now. We're going to continue to invest in Coral Springs. Now that the team is not there, that opened up a sheet of ice. I know our folks at Coral Springs are super excited about that. We have so much demand there, so we're going to get more kids on the ice there. And then the War Memorial is really 2 facilities, right? The Iceplex and the 2 sheets of ice are open now, but we have a music venue. I mean, that's next. We should be done with the construction in a couple of weeks. So we're targeting our first event sometime in the fall, maybe end of the calendar year. We'll probably do some private events first and then do like a big ticketed event once we're ready to go. So at that point, we're going to have 4 facilities across Broward County. So, and then we'll be on to the next one, and you'll be one of my first calls. Yeah.
Throughout the community, we've seen the players, their own presence and their own star growing. How special is it for you, but also seeing the athletes from the other leagues also coming out to Panthers games, giving their support?
Yeah.
From the Dolphins, to Miami Heat, everything.
It's a great point. Yeah, it's a great, you love when the community comes together, and the athletes have a special bond across all sports. So, Raheem Mostard from the Dolphins. I mean, he's like our biggest fan. Yeah, his kids are coming. You're going to see Mike McDaniel here this weekend. He had a great quote this week. I don't know if you all saw it, where people asked him if he was going to the game, and he said, "Do I have a pulse?" So Alonzo Mourning will be here. So it's just wonderful to see Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins, Miami Marlins, Inter Miami. Everyone's really behind us, and it's wonderful to see this. We don't consider ourselves competitors to the other sports teams. We all live in the same community, and a rising tide lifts all boats. And there's plenty of fans out there and plenty of people moving here. So it's good to see everyone rally behind us. Yeah, rising tide lifts all boats. Yeah. Let's win that cup first as far as next steps. I don't want to.
Like I said, I know we're all trying to live in the now, but do you step back and look at things generationally? I mean, when you guys came in here, the Bellas Brother team, pretty much the fans that were here were 1993 fans.
Yeah.
That's what got them on board. Whatever, these last 2 years, this is creating fans. They're going to be fans now for the next 20, 30 years at least.
Yep.
Do you think about it in that aspect of, the fan base you're now creating, the new fans that are now going to be on for the long haul?
Absolutely. Especially if you win a cup, you really do create a whole generation of folks. I wouldn't say for life, but at least for 15, 20 years. I mean, even the Stanley Cup run in 1996, even though the team didn't win, that created a fan base that was with us for a long time and stayed with us, because between 1996 and 2013-14 was some tough years for the Panthers. So all those fans were still there. So yeah, these last couple of years, there's so many new people in the building, and especially if we win it, we feel that they'll be loyal to us for a long time.
We always ask the players about their superstitions.
Yeah.
You said you're not on the ice, you're not scoring goals.
Yeah.
Do you have a superstition?
I really don't. It's for me. It's you work hard and you create your own luck. And if luck goes your way, that's great. But yeah, I'm pretty much the type that you just got to kind of earn it yourself. Kind of.
Man, every sport right now is so fixated on media deals, media rights deals,
Mm-hmm.
platforms, what it's all going to look like in 5-10 years. How well positioned do you think you guys are for whatever the next thing is?
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty for sure. I credit our team. Jameson's right here, Kinsey, Chrissy's in the back. We've done a lot of preparation, so we're ready for any scenario. We're obviously still with Bally's. We're hoping they get through this tough time, but we also we're prepared for anything that happens. So.
How much will the NBA do? Which is going to be, we know it's 11 years.
Yep.
Everybody says between 70 and 80. how much will that affect what the next thing for the NHL is? How much do the leagues kind of not copycat each other, but when a market price gets set, it's set.
Yeah.
What can that mean for the
I think it's positive. You know, I don't think it's there's not enough money to go around kind of thing, because like I said before, there's just so much demand and excitement about sports, and plenty of advertisers and plenty of people spending money on sports. You know, if you remember when Gary Bettman in the league did the last national TV deal with ESPN and TNT a few years ago, the NFL had just renewed and got like a 4x increase, and the NHL still got a big increase after that. So I think the NBA deal is great, and hearing all the numbers that are out there will only be positive for the rest of the leagues. Yeah.